Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to share a little secret with you in this video, and that is how to invest in booster boxes. Now, the fact of the matter is, we can analyze so many different factors when it comes to booster boxes and how to best invest in them, when the fact of reality is it's really very, very simple. I'm going to share with you a secret very shortly, so stay tuned. But shout out to the sponsor of this video, Shiny. They are a new mobile app. It is one that I've transferred my collection into and am really loving using. I've been getting heaps of positive feedback from you guys about how good the app is. You can add in all your singles, of course, all your graded, enter in, whether it's PSA graded, Beckett graded, CGC graded, it'll have 8, 9s, 10s, everything else in between. You can add in your whole seal collection. If there's anything missing, just reach out to the creator. He'll add it and it'll be up there within 24 hours. So he's a really easy guy to get along with, and has started from scratch from this app all by himself and has done a fantastic job. So, hey, if you want to download it, I'll leave the links in the description to this video and jump on board. Anyway, back to booster boxes. So like I was saying, you can do so much, I suppose, analyzing of booster box, which I do. Like, it's almost like a professional athlete, right? It's like you train until you play the game, and when you're really good at it, it should just seem easy. It's like you've got more time on the court or more time on the field than other players. It just seems easy. Now, that's what it's like with booster boxes, because the fact of the matter is, when you look back to older generations, all that people really care about is the thrill of the chase. Now, the chase can come from a lot of things. It can come from an extremely expensive chase card. It can come from an extremely expensive top 5 chase cards. It can come from a heap of depth to chase cards. So I guess what I'm going to look at in this video is the total set value of booster box sets throughout Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, and go, well, hey, logic is just repeating itself. And it really is. Now, there's lots of other things that come into the equation, of course, like print run. But then, hey, doesn't print run just have a direct, I suppose, effect on singles pricing anyway? Yeah, like it's that whole supply and demand equation. Like I said, there's so many ways you can analyze it. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to older booster boxes from older sets, it's really generally 2 or 3 booster boxes from an era that people look back and go, they're the booster boxes that we want. People want Phantom Forces and Flashfire from XY era because you can chase a silver card inside Phantom Forces and a nice Gengar, and you can chase a bunch of Charizards from Flashfire. In Sun and Moon era, we were lucky because we got lots of sets with high value. People chase the waifus from Ultra Prism. People obviously love Team Up. That's got an extremely high total set value. People love Cosmic Eclipse. And even, Unified Minds I've spruiked for a while and Unbroken Bonds. They have really, really high total set values in comparison to a lot of other sets. When we're talking Black and White era, of course, people are chasing Dragons Exalted, chasing all those dragons, of course, and Plasma Storm. Like there seems to be 2 sets from an era which just, are set apart. And why are they set apart? Because it's the thrill of the chase. People want to pull that gold bordered secret rare Charizard from Plasma Storm. People want to pull the Mega Charizard EX from Flashfire. People want to pull that extremely expensive Latios and Latios card from Team Up. People want to pull the Moonbryon from Evolving Skies. People are natural gamblers. People love the thrill of the chase. People love chasing that dopamine rush, for lack of a better word, for pulling an extremely expensive chase card. And you know what? History will repeat itself, and people will, I suppose, show the same pattern of behavior. So let's jump into it, right? Scarlet and Violet. Let's go to the most recent set, which is Stellar Crown. Now, these prices are fresh, but I can tell you now, a lot of these singles prices will drop. Stellar Crown, which I'm going to do a video on hopefully soon when I get around. So I've got so many ideas flying around for videos, it's hard to keep up. But total set value at the moment, this is full set, $579. I'm not going to spend a heap of time analyzing each set. That's not what this video is about. This video is about presenting a point. Next one down, Twilight Masquerade, $973 total set value, of course held up by that Greninja. Temporal Forces, $661 total set value. Paradox Rift, $679 total set value. Obsidian Flames, $226 total set value. So it is the weakest set so far, of course, from the whole Scarlet and Violet era. Paldea Evolve, $782 of total set value, and Scarlet and Violet Base, $355 of total set value. So far we have 7 booster box sets from Scarlet and Violet era, with the weakest or least amount of total set value being Obsidian Flames, and the most expensive or highest amount of total set value coming from Twilight Masquerade. Now, total value across all 7 booster box sets is $4,255 US. Again, this was all in US dollars. If you divide that total, of course, by 7, we get the average per set, and we're averaging $607 US per set. You look at that and you go, well, the data is pretty accurate. Like it's pretty level. There's a couple of slight outliers. Like obviously Obsidian Flames sits down pretty low and Twilight Masquerade sits above the rest, but there's no real standout yet. We're all sort of averaging around that $600 per, total set value mark. And here's the little secret, and I'll expand on it at the end of this video when I'm finished going through the Sword and Shield ones, but my secret when it comes to booster box investing is to not overcomplicate it. You can do all the ins and outs you want and all the analyzing, but really, I buy a couple or one, in some cases, booster box of every set that comes out. Generally 2, unless I think it's just a terrible set and I don't care about it that much. But I buy 2 booster boxes of each set that comes out. Then, if I feel the set will be investable based on the metrics that I like to use, I will buy more of them. It's really that simple. Now, when it comes to Sword and Shield, if we work our way back from Silver Tempest right back down to Sword and Shield Base, Silver Tempest, $576 total set value, Lost Origin, $833 total set value, actually less than Twilight Masquerade, although I think Twilight Masquerade still has a little bit of dipping to do, but we'll see. Astral Radiance, $756 total set value, Brilliant Stars, $703 total set value, Fusion Strike, $919 total set value. Evolving Skies, here's the outlier, $3,316 of total set value. It's pretty much, fun little fact, it's pretty much bang on the exact same total set value as Team Up. Chilling Rain, $1,372 total set value. Battle Styles, $525 total set value. Vivid Voltage, now here's where the weaker ones come in. Vivid Voltage, $320 total set value. Darkness Ablaze, $165 total set value. Rebel Clash, $379 total set value. And Sword and Shield Base, $320 total set value. $10,184 is the total amount if you add up all Sword and Shield booster box sets in US dollars. If you divide that by 12, which is the total number of booster box sets inside Sword and Shield, you're at $848 average, compared to Scarlet and Violet's $607 average. If we look at outliers though, it's just Evolving Skies is so far above and beyond anything released from the whole of Scarlet and Violet era and the whole of Sword and Shield era. People ask me all the time, is Evolving Skies still investable? Yes, it is. People that didn't buy Team Up 2 years ago at $1,000 US are kicking themselves. People that didn't buy Team Up 3 years ago at $500 US are kicking themselves even more. Evolving Skies is such an outlier. Just as much of an outlier. In fact, it's more of an outlier than Team Up because Team Up was surrounded by stronger sets. If you look at sets like Cosmic Eclipse, we've got like $1,700 of total set value. If you look at Unified Minds, we've got like $1,400 of total set value. It was surrounded by strong sets. Evolving Skies, I'm not saying it wasn't surrounded by strong sets, but it's more of an outlier than what Team Up was to the sets it was surrounded by, if that makes sense. So where does that leave us when it comes to investing in booster boxes, particularly when we're looking at Scarlet and Violet era? Now, we're yet to see a real outlier in Scarlet and Violet era. And I think that's what people are waiting for, aren't they? They're waiting to, they're waiting for that next Evolving Skies. They're waiting to pump their money into something. Now, look, just because a set has a super low set value like Rebel Clash, for argument's sake, doesn't mean it's not investable. Rebel Clash has gone up heaps because it wasn't reprinted. It had an incredibly short print run compared to the rest of Sword and Shield. Now that makes it a collectible in its own right because it's a bit rarer. Like people still want that booster box, don't they? It becomes a collectible in its own right. But having said that, its future is not going to be anywhere near as bright as a set that has heaps of hits inside it. It's just not going to be. That's a fact. You know, people aren't going to look back in 10 years on the Sword and Shield era and go, you know what box we want to pick up? Yeah, Rebel Clash. Yep, let's open that on stream. People are going to be wanting to open Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, and Lost Origin. They're the three that people are really going to want to open. And Chilling Reign, surprisingly. So if I were to pick my top four, they're the top four. They're the four that people are going to want to open because you've got the biggest chase cards and you've got the biggest total set value. You've got the most depth of chase. That's what people are going to want to open. That's what people are going to buy to stream, to sell packs to. Like, it's just what's going to happen. And if we look at Scarlet and Violet so far, which is a bit of a tricky one because there's so many sets that are sitting in the middle. One that actually really, really surprised me is that Paradox Rift now has a higher total set value than Temporal Forces. It's made up of so many illustration rares. It's just surprised me because Temporal Forces I thought was a slightly better set, but now I'm sort of questioning that. And shout out to that Steelix card. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The Steelix in Paradox Rift. Good card. Anyway. So Scarlet and Violet, we've got so many sets sort of heading around that $600 to $700 mark. There's no real outliers yet. But as we can see, the two best investments so far, it just seems are Paldea Evolved and Twilight Masquerade. So for me, like I said, I buy 2 booster boxes of everything, but so far I've bought more of Twilight Masquerade and Paldea Evolved. It's as simple as that. Will we get better sets? I think so. I think Surging Sparks, we've got to wait for the second half of it, but I think Surging Sparks looks extremely, extremely promising so far. And after that, we've probably only got about 4 or so main booster box sets to go before we're at the end of the era, which seems like only yesterday we started the era. But that is the secret. When it comes to booster box investing, just do this. You can do all the research in the world you want, but really what you want to do is buy 2 booster boxes of every set. And then when a set looks strongly investable, that's when it's time to go in a little bit harder. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz, and I'll catch everyone next time.